Hi guys, welcome back. All right, let's go ahead and jump on in. We're going to take a look at a singles storyline. Now, of course, happy full moon. So we'll see if the full moon vibe has any role to play in this. But we have a 9 of Sacred Circles, which is the 9 of Pentacles. Really quite lovely energy on that. We've got a single character in their best single form. This is somebody who's empowered. This is somebody who's listening to what their heart really says, listening to what they really want to do, how they want to interact with the world around them. Do the words that they say like really represent how they operate in the real world and toward their greatest life purpose that they recognize they are pursuing? And I would say yes to all of that for a character. So we may have a character who's got like a real strong sense of what they believe in and which direction they're going to go. We do have the Wheel of Fortune here. This is pretty amazing. We've been getting some awesome stories. Hi, Sarah. Great to see you, love. But we have a turn of good fortune, good opportunity coming up for this character. This could be someone who is very obvious, very dedicated to balance, to harmony in their future. And that has been like every choice that they have made throughout their life, especially recently, has led them to like actually creating positive opportunities. When you say, okay, I have a choice to get angry or deconstruct, or I have a choice to find a more constructive way to promote positive growth, let me do that instead. And they kept making choices like that again and again and again, and that has led them to a new, very obvious opportunity has opened up to this person. And I feel like it's they're fighting the good fight, in the right way. We've got the 10 of Swords here. We definitely see the end of an old era. We see laying down complications. This single person, I would argue, is done with exes. There is no shadow from the past. They've really, every opportunity that they had to either look back at the past or to choose a better forward path, that's what they did. And they had to, sometimes we have to face it again and again and again and again until we finally say, wow, I'm so far away from the past now. And that's where our character is. They're so far away from anything of their past. All that we see now is the future, which is so great to see for a single storyline. I love, love, love it. We may have a new King of Wands on the horizon. We may have a character who's much more heart-centered. This could be their story. Our lead character could be a masculine or a feminine, but anyway we slice it, I'll say that this was really put into the works back in the year of the dragon. That sometimes it takes a while, right? We make positive changes in our lives. Like, let's use fitness as an example. We start eating better and we don't necessarily notice any immediate change, right? But then we consistently do that, and then it's like, wow, I've actually changed my life habits. My overall health has improved. And then there's a day where we go, I feel amazing. Like, I can't believe that those changes I made have made such a difference. It was incremental, and then suddenly I realize I've changed my entire health and wellness and my patterns. That's really awesome. But in this case, it might be talking about characters change their destiny with who they end up connecting to, what kind of relationship they'll have, what kind of I'll say romantic partner they'll have. Hi, everyone. So great to see you. Happy Sunday to all of you. We have got the 5 of Pentacles here. That 5 of Pentacles is the energy of, I'm walking forward, I'm moving forward. Especially not going to be anybody's doormat. Especially, you notice this is more as somebody who's saying like, no more of that. I dealt with a lot of that. I chose not to. 5 is a number of change. This is a number that says, these are the things I didn't have. These are the things I had lost. These are the things that I recognize I put up with again and again and again. And I'm leaving all that behind. Those making choices that put me under somebody else's thumb, never again. Making choices that give away my power, I won't do that again. I really feel like this is somebody who's found their voice, and their voice is calm and powerful and loving, but they are nobody's fool, and they're not anybody who's going to get stepped on. I feel like this is exactly like the kind of person who would be a great leader, because they would be consistent and unwavering. They would be honorable in their true intentions. They don't lie. They don't say stuff that they don't actually mean or that they don't intend to do. So this would be a great character to actually step into leadership, even if they're just leading their life and they're leading their own real self into the next romance. They're going to be a great partner. This person is going to be an amazing partner because they're so true. They're so whole. We have the 10 of Cups upright. And this is the ticket to actually either building a better world, a more loving world, a more truthful world, or simply them finding the better lifestyle, the loving lifestyle. This is them being able to get on board and actually create the world that they want to live in, the kind of relationship, the kind of household that they want. Okay, so we have a character that is like, whatever happens next for them, it's all good. It's all good because they manage their own behavior, and their own behavior is authentic. So can we see, and we get a glimpse of what they can do? Can we see what the doors are that are opening for them? Because I feel like our character is about to have like maybe quite a few different opportunities in their life. This could be changing, talk about opportunities, 7 of Cups, changing what's possible for them. You know, I think one of the things that happens when we get comfortable in our own skin, the way this character is, we stop being afraid of whether or not people agree with us or disagree with us. And so we just go ahead and we do what's right for us. And that is where we wind up realizing that we're really in our own power and in control of what we do. So now we can see options and opportunities that we may want, but also doors will open for us because that's where we're authentically going. It's like, let's say if we're driving the car and we're like, you know, a lot of people think I should go buy this clothing, or, you know, whatever, they think I should dress this way. But you know what? I don't care what anybody else thinks. I know what I like. I know what store I'm going to go to. So we confidently drive to that store. We're determined we're going to find something there that is our style. We're not trying to, you know, be morphed into something that we're not by someone else's, you know, preferred choices for us. And it's like, nope, I've chosen this. And so now this is the layers of options that I have within the store that I'm choosing to shop at. The one that really is, you know, gonna have the wardrobe that I'm looking for, right? And there's different stores that cater to different styles, right? But I'm just using that as like a visual, because when we choose a path, then that path in and of itself gives us racks and racks of clothing to choose from, all of which is like the style that we're going for. So I would just put it that way to make it more visual. But our character has options opening up to them that they will like to choose from. Some they'll like better than others, but they're not just at their wits' end going like, oh, I don't know anything. They're shrinking down, and yet at the same time expanding options that are all good options. That's what I'm trying to get at. Definitely where they live, where they play, who they interact with. I think that they're going to start finding way better quality people that match them. I'm not saying they weren't finding high quality people. Everybody is quality, right? We human beings, everything on this planet is quality, right? We're made of the same terrestrial elements. We're all valuable. The plants, the animals, the rocks, the mountains, we're all high quality. However, finding someone that chooses to do good with the energy that they have in this lifetime, that maybe is the ticket. And that's where we start to use words like, oh, well, that's that quality, you know, that person's low quality. They're not seeking higher functions, you know? So it's more like, I think of that as everybody has equal value. Everything has equal value and high quality, but how do we use our energy? Do we use it for progression? Do we use it for something positive? So our character is very much in a place where I think they are clear on a certain direction they're taking. They're going to meet more people, and then they're going to shrink it down to, yeah, but who's like my person? Who do I most want to connect to and then set a course with? Because they're going to be co-creating something with just one person. They could get invested in, you know, good acts, good works. But then also when it comes to one-on-one relationships, I think that they have a life purpose with a particular person, but it'll be fun. It's not going to be like a grind. It's not going to be there's not a battle mentality in this. There's a positive growth mentality, which I think that right there is so it's so important. It's like, we want to, whatever, say their purpose together is to have a wonderful, loving relationship and a happy life. And they're going to do that by saying, you know what, I would love to, get involved in this. I'd love to start a business. Yeah, me too. Let's do it together. Let's start a business. And by the way, let's make our business be something that's benefits everybody, us, our patrons, whatever product we're creating, whatever we're doing, let's make sure it benefits on every level. That's what I mean when I say it's not a we're going to battle kind of mentality. It's about let's move forward with progress and let's make it fun and let's make it beneficial for everybody. That is such an amazing mindset to have. And it fits in with who our character is, right? They're empowered, the kinds of things that they care about, their motives are bigger than just I want to be famous. I want to be number one. I want to make the most money. Their motive is like, I want to do stuff I believe in and care about. That to me is like the greatest character ever. I want to do what I care about. I want to be with people that I care about and co-create with people I care about things that I care about. And now they have all these options, all these doors that they didn't see open before, all these ideas that they didn't have before are now flooding their system. And I think they're going to find a really nice partner to build and grow with. This keeps feeling like business and passion together with a partner. Two of Swords, there have been doors that were closed previously. There were doors that our character could not have accessed until they have the added support of this other partner. This is where two people are going to be stronger together. Yes, it's a single person's story. And yes, a single person can make big waves in this life and follow their own path and go it alone for sure. It's just that's not what the destiny is for this character. This character's entire movement forward in life is with a companion. But they had to first get to the point where they were ready to meet the right kind of companion. And that meant they had to first get to know themselves really well. And that's really what this story is about. Those doors that previously seemed to have been closed, they're going to be opened now. The keys are hanging right outside. Again, two people together are going to be able to open more doors. Maybe each one of them brings a different skill set to the table. Maybe whatever their life purpose is together and their choices are in life. Oh, embodiment of Swords. Talk about promoting change. This is really awesome. With this King of Swords energy, this is like thought processes, communication at a higher level, and it creates opportunities and change that is always going to be beneficial. Blue is a really rare color in nature. We almost never see it. And even the really iridescent blue butterflies, that's not a pigmentation that does that. It's this remarkable engineering where the shape, it's like I think they're like serrated edges in their wings. And that shape is what reflects the color blue, but they don't have a blue pigment, which I think is really fascinating because what amazing engineering. And the only reason I bring all that up is to say what these two can engineer is perhaps sophisticated and simplistic. The way they could make positive change in their own life and in the world around them is ingenious, sophisticated, and also maybe like a spark of pure genius. But it is cerebral. It's a fabulous idea. And it's when two great hearts and great minds come together and start to think about not selfishly, how can we just make the most money, but how can we improve things? I have stuff that I care about. I would love to see certain things become better. I wonder how we could do that. And the other person goes, I feel the same way. Now we just doubled up the doses of like good intentions and minds that want to solve problems. See, I don't think this is a small story. I don't think that this is just like, oh, a single person, who's their next lover going to be? Those stories are fun and fine, but these characters are like, what's the best of like the human heart? What's the best of a human mind? What can we do when the best of us shines through? We can focus on a future that we can really like our heart can get behind, and we're like, yeah, I'm doing the right thing. I'm building something amazing and I'm doing it for the right reason. And I have a greater sense of purpose and a greater sense of love and a greater sense of companionship. And I think that's important to describe what kind of a relationship this is. These two, it's not just about like, wow, you're hot, wow, you're sexy, I want to be with this person. Or even like, oh, they've got a fun personality, we party a lot together. This is where two people are building a life purpose and they happen to be on the same page. So their bond is so much stronger. They're both equally as invested in what the future is going to look like for themselves and maybe for, generations to come, depending on how big this life purpose is and how much it, impacts those around them. But I would just say that this is creators. This to me is like, I would argue this is what the best relationship would ever look like. It's when it's more than just, it's not just sensuality. It's not choosing a partner just because it's like, oh, I'm infatuated with them. It's like, I love the way their mind works. I love the essence of what they think, how they think. I love the fact that we want to co-create something bigger than ourselves. Those are the reasons that I love and respect my partner. That is a way better and way more sustainable relationship, I think, because they're going to face struggles, trials, tribulations. Anytime you're trying to develop something, you're going to test a hypothesis. It's not going to work. You're going to gather the data and you're going to go at it again and you're going to keep refining a process. And it's like, this is so cool. We're building something. We're gathering information. It's a life that maybe means more. The connection means more, and you're in it together to problem solve and create something. And how satisfying is that to have purpose, but then also to do it with the person that you love? I just feel like these two are going to be very, very happy. And they are the blue butterflies. This is rare. This is like two brilliant minds and good hearts finding each other. That's a way better story. To me, that's a way better relationship and a way better story for why has a character been single. They did the work of figuring out themselves first so that they could make better choices and authentic choices consistently. And now we see the results of that. They meet the right person and they have a greater purpose in this life to do better, to do more. I love these characters. I don't know who they are. One could be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. One could be a Cancerian. It doesn't really matter. We also had fire sign. I would just say that they have great brains and great hearts. We also did have Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio. Who am I missing? And Taurus as well. Yeah. All right, you guys, I'm going to leave this one here. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with me. It's really great to see you. Decoded, Lisa loves camping, Courtney Walsh, hi Robin, Flying Cosmo, Godzilla MC. I checked out this song, Bewitched. It was awesome. Hey, Ileana, Denisa, Patricia Bukator, Hidayah, Slave Princess, happy Sunday to you also, love. NES, I'm so glad. Yeah, we'll get to some more Zodiacs tonight. I will probably dip on out of here for a couple hours and then I'll be back for some Zodiacs later on. I did a Virgo so far and a collective message and now the singles story, but we'll get to other Zodiacs in a few hours. Hi, Chrissy. Happy Sunday to you also. All right. And RS, wonderful to see you. And Sarah J, you were first in the house today. All right, guys. Lots of love. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. I will see you again later. Bye.